Hello, everyone, and welcome to our CEID Summer Series webinar featuring the topic of social emotional learning, helping kids learn and talk about feelings featuring Kimochis. So first, I'm going to do some housekeeping. Our format for this presentation will be a fireside chat, meaning if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat box or the Q&A. Our development team will let me know that they're there and we will get to your questions. For the participants who prefer captions, there is an option to turn on the live captioning at the bottom of your screen. I'm not sure if it's available yet, but they're still working on it. And anyone who needs an interpretation, there were no requests, so we don't have a Spanish interpretation today. Anytime you want an interpreter or need an interpreter, please feel free when you're registering to put that in the registration form and we will get one. As a reminder, the webinar is being recorded. You will be able to view it later on our webpage and our website, a YouTube page and our website. It will be available and it will be embedded with captions in case you want to share. All right. So our focus this summer has been social emotional development. This is how our children start to understand who they are, what they're feeling, and even deeper, what they expect or anticipate when dealing with their environment and other people. Last week, we discussed sensory integration and regulation and how our parents can become investigators to provide a good sensory diet. And if you missed that webinar, please go back to CEID's YouTube channel. It should be uploaded shortly today. But this week, we are going to discuss how to help our kiddos put words and signs to those feelings. So first, on behalf of CEID, I'd like to welcome our guest, Ellen Dodge, the founder of the parenting partner and education director of Kimochis. She's been involved with the Kimochis since 2008 as a curriculum author and master trainer. Today, she will bring us an introduction to social emotional learning using her methods and emotional tools to help families navigate the ups and downs of daily life and create emotionally strong and resilient kids. So please help me welcome Ellen Dodge. Yay! Here's where we insert our applause.
Silent cheer.
Great. So welcome, Ellen. It's nice to see you here.
Thank you. I feel very welcomed and I am very fond of your school and so glad to join you, Shawn, to bring this module to your families.
Great. So first off, let's ask the burning question in the room.
Yeah.
What are Kimochis? How do they help?
Yeah, people do have that burning question. So Kimochis is a Japanese word and it means feelings. And Kimochis is a system or method. It's like you said, Shawn, SEL or social emotional learning helps kids understand who they are and who other people are. And thus we have these cute little characters. Kids love cuddlies. I think grownups do too, that each of these characters has a personality and temperament, just like you and I, and just like your kids. So Kimochis in a classroom or home helps kids go, some kids are shy, like Bug, who wants to tuck their wings in. Some kids, ah! And adults are exuberant. They're so excited and enthusiastic, which has positive sides, right, Shawn?
Right.
Whoops-a-daisy, that temperament and personality can be tricky to in a classroom or home because this style can interrupt, not crisscross applesauce, can jump on the table because they're so excited. So Kimochi method helps use these characters to help kids see their character and help parents go, oh, you're a little bit like Octopus. There's our lovey-dove that's like our families on here and like me and Shawn and Gabe, that lovey-dove's personality and temperament is very compassionate, very aware. They walk in a room and they can feel other people's feelings and they care deeply. Lovey-dove tunes people into taking people under your wing. This is Lovey's adopted turtle dove. So kids learn in the classroom setting or home. Everybody needs to be taken under a wing sometime. Everybody needs help. And also we can take others under our wing. The cat temperament and personality, Kimochi, helps kids go, yay, I'm the kind of kid that I am so passionate about things. And I like to be the leader because I have lots and lots of ideas. That's awesome, cat. But why do you have Band-Aids? Kimochi cat helps kids know that everybody can make mistakes with our feelings and we need to take a redo so we don't get into cat fights. I know. And that's the fun of it, Shawn. They're playful and fun, and you can see yourself and you don't feel like it's so personal. Kimochi Cloud helps kids in a classroom or in a home, anywhere they are, that if you're like Cloud and you feel really sunny and happy about things are going, but that you can quickly turn moods. Some people do have quicker mood swings. So kids don't have to feel like there's anything wrong with them, that they're like Kimochi Cloud. They can see Cloud and hold Cloud and feel connected and learn tools to make things better. So that is the fun way to tell you about the Kimochi system and what Kimochi means.
Awesome.
Then, isn't it beautiful? And then parents, what Shawn and I have met a couple times to prepare for this, of what can we give you in this less than hour module. We're going to give you very specific resources. And at the end, Shawn will show you, so not to worry, free Kimochi resources and quick little fun ways to help kids not only know what they're like, but also to know what is the feeling word. And then Shawn will help us with the sign. And then what do I do with that feeling so I stay connected and I don't have to hit or fall on the ground or pull my baby brother's hair? Sometimes we do that when we have big feelings. I know I've got 3 kids. They're out of my nest, but it's a lot of work to get them out of the nest.
That's awesome.
Let's start to sign, Shawn.
Wow.
So happy. Shawn, what is the sign for happy?
So you're going to take your flat hand, just a flat hand, and you're going to brush it up. Happy against your chest. Happy. And we want our face to match that as well. Happy.
Happy. So parents, what we're teaming is helping kids know the word, be able to see it on faces, know that it shows on their face, and to have a sign with that. That's the first place with language. It's labeling. You do this with everything else. The colors, the numbers, the letters. You don't label them once. You label them over and over and over. And that's what Kimochis does. We actually give you lots of things to put on the refrigerator around your house or in the bathroom so that kids can touch, talk about, and get curious about their feelings. Now, before I move to the next sign, and Shawn will help us learn the sign, here's one of the things that Kimochis does for parents and teachers. Everybody wants their kid to be happy. I want my kids to be happy and land unhappy, and that's it. That's it, folks. All good. But the truth is, from the very get-go, all humans have sad. What's the sign for sad, Shawn?
So we're going to take the same flat hand.
Okay.
We're going to use 2 of them, and we're going to go down our face. Sad.
Okay.
Sad.
Sad.
And again, our face is going to match what we're saying.
Right. And that's in a perfect world. But the truth is, parents, and Kimochi teaches this, showing your feelings and what your face does is complicated. It's cultural, first of all. Not all cultures show each feeling the same way. They're having that feeling, but they either show it different, or the cultural rules are you're not supposed to show it. You're actually supposed to cover it up with happy. And that's like when people say, hey, how are you? And you go, I'm fine. We're just going to cover up our sad with fine. So now I know happy. Do I have that right?
Happy. Very good.
Thank you. Because I don't have a deaf child. I am a speech pathologist, but I haven't used sign in a long time. Parents, you might not be fluent with your feelings, knowing the word. So this is what Shawn and I and your program is teaming. Sad.
and sad.
Sad. So this class helps you show your children how your family looks and says sad, so that everyone in your house is allowed to be sad. It doesn't feel good, but all feelings are okay. We need them all. Just like all letters in the alphabet are okay. We need them all.
And sometimes some of our children are not able to like use those words or really get them out. So the Kimochis, and let me give you the sign for Kimochi, which they invented in our class. It's with a K and it goes around the heart. Kimochi.
Oh,
Kimochi.
Kimochi. And that's beautiful. I didn't know that, Shawn. And it makes me feel very proud because Kimochi sees herself in every minivan, every house, every classroom, because feelings are everywhere. And we can't just assume kids are going to learn how to read unless you get an alphabet and you get lots of practice. You
Right.
can't assume kids are going to name all their feelings unless parents in a school teach over and over and over. And we haven't even got to the part of what you do to make things better. We'll do that today. So what is the sign, Shawn, for mad?
So we're going to take that flat hand and we're going to make a claw and we're going to turn it around. Mad. Put it right there. Mad. I'm mad.
Mad. Now, parents.
Now, I'm sorry. Now, am I really mad or am I mad? My eyebrows are going to go down and I'm going to be grumpy.
Mad. Right. So not only, parents, is your child learning how to show on their face and sign, it actually helps you regulate your feelings when you use your body. This is why they use baby signs with hearing children. When babies can go more, right? That helps them pull out the lexicon, the word more. So with Kimochis, we have a lot of actions for behaviors. I'm just going to give you the one for grabbing, because most kids grab when they want something if they don't have the words or they have a big feeling like excited or mad. I want the truck. So we teach, use the talking hand. You put your hand out and you say, please give it back. Try it with me, Shawn.
Please give it back.
So maybe the brother or sister or the kid that's over for a play date doesn't give it back. We teach kids to put their hand down and say, I asked nicely. Let me hear you say it like that.
I asked nicely.
And then maybe the other kid is having scared feelings because, whoops, I grabbed. So we teach your child how to say, do I have to get dad? Do I have to get grandma? Do I have to get mama? Do I have to get the teacher? So our body doesn't scare the other person that made the mistake. It says, I know it's a mistake, just give it back. Okay, so Kimochi takes each feelings and then it says, what are the behaviors, the most common behaviors that humans do? And then let's teach the kids before it happens.
Right.
And then when grabbing happens for thousands of times in your home, I know I'm a mother, okay, that we don't act surprised. We might get exhausted by it, but we in our brain go, oh yeah, it takes thousands of practice using the talking hand because it's an emotional moment, right?
This is a good thing for our students because it's an action. I'm asking for something now. And then to ask for that help in our classroom is asking for help.
Yes.
So if we don't get this, it's connected to the help. And that's a really nice connection to have.
And I did interrupt you and I apologize. And the piece I want to point out is if kids aren't taught to do it that way, they look like they're tattling. They just need help. They've tried on their own and they go, I'm getting the teacher. That's just how we respond. But if we teach them to go, hey, like, I don't want to. I'm going to give you 3 chances here. And it's really important, parents, for kids to know that going to the teacher is not weak or you're going to get in trouble. because in life, you have to know when to go get help. So it's at the preschool with all the grabbing and the pushing and the really, they're big things to your kid, but those are setting them up for using their body, using their words, using their sign language, and knowing when is this the job for a grown-up.
Right. Great.
Okay, this is the fourth Kimochi feeling. So how do you sign left out?
So we talked about this. We talked about doing this sign, and for the purpose of what the sign says, we're going to use English. Okay. So the sign is left. So there's an L finger, and we do left and then out. Our hand comes out of our other hand, and we do out. So left, out.
Left,
out.
Wow. How fun is this going to be for your family if we just keep it to, hey, your kids can maybe teach us some of the signs and you learn together and you get curious, just like you were learning anything else together. It's a language. Right. So you're naming, you're learning the signs, and parents, this feeling is very, very painful. Being left out, all of you have been left out at some point in your life and probably have a seminal story of when you were little. And my reminder to you is feelings bring lessons. So when I was left out in a profound way in 8th grade, it taught me, wow, you really never want to do this to another human.
Right.
It took the feeling moment and lots of pain. I could talk to my parents. I could talk to the teacher. I could talk to other grown-ups about it to make it better. But the learning was compassion. Compassion for me. What do I do when I feel left out? And what do I do if I see? Because you can see typically when someone left out. And that's Kimochi. You name it. It's a vocabulary. You can sign it. But there's something you can do to make things better for yourself. And there's something you can do to make things better for others. Okay, now we're going to get some interaction from you, and Shawn's going to help me. At the heart of Kimochis, we say, hey, the characters are here because we all have stories and temperaments, and it matters. If you're raising a kid that's more like Kat, it's super different than raising a kid that's a quieter style, okay? We are not our behaviors. It feels like it when you're a parent. It really does. We are ourselves, and we are learning how to come into our own over lots and lots of years to be able to strengthen our strong places and get some tools for things that aren't easy for us at birth. Feelings, all of the feelings, these are Kimochis. Kimochis means feelings. We have bowls of them everywhere, but we're going to be giving you, and Shawn at the end will show you how you can grab these feeling cards that you can cut out with your kids. It'd be really fun to do it with the kids as you learn the sign. And if you can, laminate them. And then I'm super touched and excited. Shawn has, and she'll show you at the end, created the sign for every of our Kimochi feelings so that you could also cut and put the sign in the back. It's kind of your cheat sheet because you might be learning all of your feeling signs. So here's the interaction. Right. Feelings fuel behavior. All of us get mad. All of us have moments of frustration, and we get little moments or big moments of left out. These feelings fuel a behavior. It's either a positive behavior, something that helps us. When I'm mad, I do things that make my mad smaller and better. Or more likely, if I'm the age of your kids, I default. I haven't had enough years under my belt to know what to do with my mad feelings. So I still fall on the ground. I say you're the worst daddy in the world. I throw things. I spit. I do all these things. Your child might not do those, but this is how our bodies respond to the pressure, the stressor of emotion, right? So write in the cloud or wherever Shawn is going to tell us, what is your top concern, the top challenging behavior that concerns you about the child. So it might be, my kid hits a lot. Just write the one. There might be 5 that concern you. That's very normal because we care so much. Where should they write it? In the chat?
So you stop sharing and I will share the link for that. So we're going to do another word cloud, and this word cloud, you can use your cell phone. And what you do is you hold your cell phone up to the link or the QRDO on the screen, and it will take you right to the question.
Oh, cool. I'm going to
So
try.
this little code right here, you just put your cell phone up, take a picture of it, it will take you right there, or you'll click on the link. And all you have to do is type in 1 to 5 of your challenging behaviors that concern you, and it will pop up on the screen. So we'll do aha. We have hitting, yelling, oh, anxiety at bedtime. Yeah.
Yeah. Understood. There's lots of feelings at bedtime.
Ooh, lots of yelling, lots of hitting.
Wow. Lots of hitting.
So I love to use the cloud because the cloud it tells you the most common. It gets a little larger for all of the points that it's like scoring points. More people are saying hitting and more people are saying yelling. So it's about even between the hitting and the yelling.
And so this is really cool for me. I've never used this technology, but I will tell you, parents, I always know what parents are going to put. These are very normal things for a human to do when they don't have lots of words, and don't even factor in your child is deaf. Okay. That's another load. Okay. Just being a person in the world is really challenging because you get cold or you get hot or you can't do things you want, and it's frustrating, and you don't even have the word, you don't know what's happening. So all these things happen. So what I want you to take from this is feelings fuel the behavior. You're not a bad parent, you don't have a bad kid, but at times we can feel that way. If your kid gets in a rut, they've been hitting for 6 months, and it's embarrassing and scary if we're being real about it, because you go to the grocery store and they're pounding you and nobody else knows what you're practicing. So parents, this is why we come together, to be truth sayers. These are normal things. What can we do to make things better? All right, I'm going to start sharing my. Oh,
so
go ahead.
Do you want to do the next poll?
Oh, yes, let's do the next one.
So then we'll do, what feelings do you think is fueling this behavior? Because remember last week, we're going to be investigators. So this week, the same thing with feelings and social emotional development of that child. What feelings do you think are fueling the behavior? Mm-hmm. Hangry.
Yeah.
That's a very good one, because how do I tell you I'm hungry? Oh.
Yeah.
Very nice. Wow, lots of people. So mostly around tired.
Yeah.
Tired. I need a way to express how I'm feeling. Difficulty communicating.
Yes. Okay. Let's do our next. We have one more, and then I'm going to show you what to do with this to make things just a little bit better.
Okay. So our top, let me see, here we go to our third and final cloud. What language or action, if any, do you find help guide your child through this difficult emotional moment? So what things do you do to help guide them through that? What are your tools?
Yeah. And what works for one kid, I learn with my 3, it doesn't work with the other necessarily. That's one of the tricky things. All right.
Awesome. Recognizing the feeling. Oh, music.
Wow.
I love the breathing exercises. Music.
I'm going to get a picture.
Okay. That's awesome.
This is truly
I'll do
awesome.
this a little bit more. Movement, get a snack.
Oh, go under the blankie. I still do that.
Okay.
Water play.
Well,
water can make things feel better and can calm down a situation, literally and figuratively.
Wow, our parents in this room are really good at trying to figure out how to guide. This is great.
We're singing to the choir, Shawn.
Yay!
Social emotional. This is clearly, you clearly have read books or gone to trainings, or maybe some of you are teachers and you or done this for your own feelings, but this is an advanced class, I can tell you. Yeah.
Oh, these are rock star parents. So I'm going to stop sharing. Okay. Go ahead. I'm going to stop sharing this. And so we ask, you know, what are these behaviors? What do you think is happening for these behaviors? And how do we help soothe or navigate the behavior? So our top was they're hitting, maybe because they're tired, and we use music. Can you talk about what's that process like?
Yeah, I'm going to show you in 4 steps. So we made this for families and teachers, and we call it the Kimochi self-regulation method. You'll get this, families. And we say to your children, get out all your Kimochis. And some of the kids at school already know Kimochis. And you say, all feelings are okay. Oh, our family does all the feelings. Let's get the name. We want to know our feelings. They have names. That's the start. We say again and again, all feelings are okay. Cranky. I get to feel cranky. But what don't I get to do? Okay, so that goes to the cloud exercise. I don't get to hit. I don't get to do these things. I get to be cranky. So now a family can say, all feelings are okay, buddy. All behaviors are not. How would you sign that, Shawn? Because that might be worth signing. All feelings are okay. All behaviors are not. Okay, I can't hear you. I think we got muted. Excuse me. Okay.
So we would tell them your feelings are okay, right? That's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
And then the second part, we can tell them, you know, we can give them a hint on how to behave. So I like to use thinking language. Oh, your feelings are okay. Let's keep your hands in your lap. So it's okay to feel frustrated, but we're going to keep our hands to ourselves. We're going to give them the behavior that we want them to do.
Right. So using what Shawn just said, and most of you know this, we just need to hear it again and again and get fluent with it, right? That you could think of using this one sheet and getting paper plates or paper bags, and you put a smile on one and a frown on another, and teach your whole family how feelings work. Get out your flashcards, just get out a couple, but definitely get out the feeling that is fueling your child's tricky times. So frustrated, scared, make one for hungry, okay? Because that's what's going to come up. Then with your family, put those feelings on the plate. Tell your child every day, all of us, dad, mom, Grammy, auntie, you know, have feelings we enjoy having, and let people throw the happy. Yay, that was called a good day, right? But ouch, every day our family's going to have other feelings. We call this hard to have. It's instead of saying upset or negative or bad, it helps kid go, ouch, it's hard to have in my body, but I can do hard things. Okay. I'm tough, but I need practice. So it's hard to be mad, and it's hard not to hit when I'm mad, Miss Ellen, but I can practice using my words to replace my hitting. Are you with me? So the first step is, if you like this idea, put it somewhere, even if you're not exactly sure how to use it. Your kid will be like, ooh, then get paper plates and use our flashcards, teach them how feelings work. Okay. Then the step is, when positive things are happening, go get your Kimochis and name it. Oh, I see a feeling. Let's name it. Let's go get our Kimochis. And they can point to a feeling. I'm happy grandma's here. I'm happy it's raining. But also when you can sense, whoa, things are not going well. They're unraveling. They're getting to the hitting. The calm down tool is, let's go get our Kimochis. I see a big feeling. Point to the feeling. Oh, man, go get your Kimochis. Go put it on your plate. And
Ellen, excuse me. So we have a lot of questions in the chat asking about, will we get the handouts? Everyone at the end of the webinar, we are actually going to send out a survey. You will get all of the handouts that we are talking about today. So just wanted everyone to know in the chat.
And here's a spoiler alert that we predict will happen and we hope will happen. This is the first of a series possibly that we will do. So I think the reason why you want the handouts is it makes sense. They're pretty. You'd like to try it out. And that's the first thing to do so that when we come back together, you can get fluent with the method. It's all feelings are okay. All behaviors are not. We name it. We point to the feeling. Then the second step is, and you already know this, you calm it down. It's all the breathing. You take excited or happy. You can have a giant happy and then your kid's on top of the refrigerator. Happy's okay, top of the refrigerator, not. Okay. Right. So we have to, and the way we teach the calm down breath is we use cloud, because cloud does by accident yell. There's lots of yelling going on because you have little kids. Okay, they're frustrated, they're angry, they're hungry, they're tired. And so we say, oh, you can be mad. Look at the bottom, but you can't be mean. It is mean to your kids aren't mean. I'm not mean, but I make mistakes. I might grab or I might get too loud. And so a family can now say, let's take our calm down breath, pick a flower, smell the flower, blow out the candle. And we are finding the calm down breath with action. Again, when you're picking a flower, when you're using your body, the whole thing is helping you calm down. And when my family is doing it with me, I'll do better because you're co-regulating. I can't take a calm down breath when I'm mad because I'm 5. Okay. Right. But I also can't do other things. When I was little, you didn't make me walk just because the book said I should be walking. You held my fingers and you were proud of me when I took more. But with other behaviors, parents, I am one, we lose that mindset because it's exhausting and it's a little scary. Like, is my kid going to really be 25 and go around hitting people? No. Okay. But it's hard.
Ellen, I think one of the most important words that you just mentioned was co-regulate. Doing that breath together is important for the child because they're feeling heard. They're feeling like you are participating in their life. But I think a secondary thing is, as a parent, we kind of get frustrated ourselves. How do we, with this behavior? That co-regulation, that breathing breath is not only for the child, but it could also be for the parent. So we can breathe together and work through that issue, work through that feeling together.
Yeah. And we use these 4 steps so much as a family that it's like breathing. Okay, but it takes putting it in the house and taking it for a ride, as I call it, and getting the kinks out. But you're teaching them, you have paper plates, there's 2 groups, we can do them all. We name it, we calm it down. And then the third one is so helpful. We make mistakes. In our family, we give and take redos. We're a second chance family. When anybody hits or falls down or raises their voice or does a behavior that is not okay, we very quickly start over. It's an edit key. We give people editing rights on almost everything else except behavior. We'll give them a pencil. If you write it down, you don't go, oh, they're using the eraser. If someone interrupts, let's say Shawn and I both talk at the same time, an edit key would be, oh, whoops, you go. If we both went through the door at the same time, one of us would say, you first. It's an edit key. So Kimochis says, hey, why don't we drop that in the house? Up, I spilled the milk. I have to name it. I own it. I spilled the milk. I get the paper towel. I do the redo. And then we thank everyone for sharing. And you just, this is what you do over and over and over. And it's really a joining tool because it takes months and months and months to get kids through a rough patch. So I call them rough patches, like a behavior that's just there, no matter what book you read, no matter how many courses you take. It takes a long time, just like it takes a long time to learn how to talk and walk. So
Absolutely.
we forget this because, as you said, Shawn, we have our own feelings. And I bet if we did that cloud, we're tired.
Right.
And we're scared, and so it's that co-regulating that helps us. So let's move along because I might have prepared too much for one quick module, but what we're talking about is really intentionally just bring feelings in the house. Make it like ABC, 1, 2, 3, cat, dog, cow. We all spend a lot of time going cow, moo, like we're doing the same thing with feelings. With the sign. So let's do happy.
Ready? Flat hand.
Yep.
Happy.
I know. Okay. Happy. Sad.
2 flat hands down. Sad.
Okay. Mad.
Mad.
Mad. And left.
Left. Out.
Out. So parents, I'm new at sign. So I'm modeling for you. I'm not new at Kimochis. But you're new at Kimochis and maybe signs. You got a double thing. Like I didn't even know about Kimochis till today, Monday at 9, whatever time it is. So get curious, get them in the house. You don't have to remember all this. If you just have them out, kids will start to realize, wow, there's all these words, and then stick with us because we're going to give you some extra tools. I'll go kind of quick through this. This is more for your adult brain rather than what to do. There are helpful things and not helpful ways to be around feelings. If you are around feelings, you and I, if you treat feelings a certain way, other people will get more comfortable joining around feelings. So feelings come in sizes. That's a great, so when you name, let's say you name mad, now you can say, hey, is it a little, how would you say little, medium, and big?
Little.
Mad.
Medium. Medium, it's a letter M on your finger. Medium. And big.
So if we did nothing else, just name it, have them everywhere, post it, and get the size, because what the size helps you is we want to grow the size of grateful and hopeful and optimistic and joy, of course, so that it can hug all the other feelings your kids are going to have. Sad and scared and mad and frustrated. Okay. So you say, show me the size. It's an instant calm down, and it's an instant, hey, you actually care. And also it's an instant, there must be something to do to make it better. And this is always the first step. Name it. Let's take our calm down breath. Now let's see if we like what we did, if we need a redo. Practice. Practice makes better. This is when your kids hit was a top one, or yell. They need to practice something different. So for yelling, we teach the talking voice or the serious voice to replace a fighting voice. So when kids go, that's mine, or you're the meanest, you know, whatever they are doing with the yelling, we pre-teach when we get big mad,
Mm-hmm.
that we do this, right? Big mad. Okay, I'm going to join your class when you give it so I could model. I mean, learning is
Come on
fun.
down.
Okay, I will, especially cyberspace is so easy. So now you can say, Charlotte, practice your talking voice with your sister. You're telling them what they're practicing. Practice your talking hand. Practice your, whatever the tool is that we give you through Kimochis. Tools make tools make things better, right? So we're giving kids tools. Habits is, I think, a way more positive than skills. We all have habits that help us and hurt us. Okay. Maybe your kid or you have a habit of walking in a room and not making eye contact and giving a friendly signal. You're not wrong, but it's not a joining habit. Okay. And other people might have the opposite habit, like, I'm home, you know. So it's habits that help and habits that hurt. That way, when you're working on your own habits that are helpful, it's not so scary. It's like, oh my gosh, that's just a habit. I can absolutely practice another tool. All right, story. Feelings have stories, and the stories want to be told. We say this to kids. Every feeling brings us a lesson, and it also has a story. So when your kiddo is having, show me big again, Shawn.
Letter B.
Okay,
and big.
Big, mad. And you go, let's get your Kimochis. Point to the feeling. Calm down your breath. You'll be able to go to you'll say, is there more to that story? Tell me the whole mad story. This is great because most of us go, what, when, where, what did she do? What, blah, blah, blah. It's so not helpful. And it's only good for people that are good with fluent with their words. And it's better for girls and boys up to the age of 5 and 6, because girls learn language quicker. And so, of course, if I can't say, I'd like a turn, you took them all, I'm just going to grab something because I can't say that yet. It's like if I was in Greece and I don't have all my Greek down, I might just have to budge in and figure it out. And that wouldn't go so well. So here are the things. Feelings have sizes. We need lots of practice. We all need tools. I wasn't trained as a 3-year-old. We now know you actually have to teach this. We have some habits that come from our childhood. We can all learn new things one at a time. Our feelings have a story. I want to know your story. Tell me more. And whoops, everybody, including the parents, make mistakes and we get redos.
So I have a question with this method. So we have this big feeling with our kids who are not verbal, and there's a yelling. So what I'm seeing is there's a yell. We say, how is your feeling, or which feeling are you having? Is it big or little? And then we can go back to that hand, let them look at that chart, let them pick it, and then tell me the story. What happened? And then walk them through.
Show me, bring me to the mad. Bring me, show me you're mad.
And then our breath.
Yes. Yeah. And we do the breath
and then
before they get there, because
and then show me.
If you go while you're still a little bit on fire, your brain, you can't take it in. But this is really not easy for parents, because you don't get an inbound like what time your kid's going to lose it, right? You're doing something else and you might have a few more kids and blah, blah, blah. You know, everyone's life is different. So it's memorizing. Oh, when I cross the street, I look left and right every time. It's a formula. In Kimochi, we first name it and calm it down. We don't make any moves with our mouth, especially any moves, until we're calm enough to together get more information about the mad. So together we can make things better. Okay. Oh, I see, mad. Your ball is so high. I'd be mad too. I can help. Say, Dada, Mama, however you talk to your kids. Help. How do you sign help?
Help.
Okay, help.
Help.
So now you have the help tool to go with the feeling of, I can't reach it. You're not feeling happy and grateful when you can't reach the stuff you want.
Right. So
So
with our
again,
kids, giving them that language so they can see it with the sign. We
yeah,
can tell them what it is. Some kids can get some auditory information, and then we walk them through.
yep.
Awesome.
So if we stopped there, and sometimes I think I should stop because that's a lot of content, but I'm not going to stop, especially because I saw you are more advanced. You know a lot about SEL, you have a lot of tools, and you don't have a lot of time probably to join again. So we're going to give you our top Kimochi check-ins so that everyone in your house can let you know how they're feeling. And you'll get all the free stuff. Shawn will show us, but I want you to watch and kind of imagine which one works for you, which one is the most fun, which one's the easiest, which one can you remember. You don't have to do all of them. So the first check-in is paper plates. Your family gets, you could all have your own paper plate. You could have family paper plates. You can decorate them, and you put our Kimochi feeling cards that will soon, you can put the signs on the back. Again, Shawn's going to show us how that works. And as your day goes on, you use this with good times and hard times. You go get your Kimochis. Oh, I got to tell you this at dinner time. Oh, this was a sad, okay, let me get something positive going on in my house. All right. Okay, there could have been a shy. Oh, a silly story. Let's go put silly. Now when you go to dinner, you can say, oh, who has this silly story? Rather than, what did you do today? Blah, 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 blah. I mean, it just, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. It never worked at my house. It's like, ooh, I wonder whose story shy. Tell us the, oh, and how do you sign shy? I bet shy. Anyway, I love the paper plate check-ins, but I love them also. But I'm the so point to the feeling. You have this up in as many languages we have. We have like 30 something languages. This is my Spanish English because I work with a lot of families and schools that Spanish. We have a lot of families that speak Spanish. And we use this to start and end our day or point to the feeling when things are good or not. So it goes like this. Okay, let's get your pointer out. Point to a feeling you want to have today, buddy. Oh, happy. See if I can do it.
Very nice. Yay.
So you can think, how could we get happy in our day? Darling. Or point to, let's go get our Kimochis. I see a big feeling. I don't know what it is. Oh, you're left out. And I know this one. Left out. Oh, and then you're giving a compassion like, oh, thanks for telling me. Tell me more. That's a hard to have. You can do hard things. So it's point to the feeling is our second check-in. Show me the feeling. Show me the feeling is our third check-in. Your youngster has their own little Kimochis, they're feeling helpers, because we all need help with our feelings. And you say, I see big feelings. Go get your Kimochis. Show me the feelings. Show me all the feelings on the playground. Show me all the feelings you had in the bedroom. Show me all the feelings of your day. And this lets the stories come out, but it calms them down. And it's fast, fun, effective. Okay, this goes with your last webinar. Feeling detective. We'll get our free. Again, I have it in Spanish and English. And we pick a feeling as a family that we're going to look for everywhere. We're going to look for happy everywhere, just like we look for cows and butterflies, and we look for flowers, and we look for numbers, and oh, we look at fruits and vegetables. That's what you're doing. You're doing the same feelings. And then you're signing them. And then at dinner, you're talking about the stories. You're saying, oh, how did that, you know, what did people do with their sad to make it better? I saw a man that was so sad. And all you have to remember is, do you think they knew what to do to make it better? What would you do to make your sad better? It's that sentence, because sometimes kids do have ideas. Like you had a lot of ideas of what you're going to do to make things better. Water play, music, grab a snack, go into your, that's all we're doing. Okay.
That's a lot of language to help kids kind of think about, I like to label it thinking language. So asking those questions that let them kind of decide, oh, what do you think, is going to happen if they do this? Will they be happy? Will they be sad? Those are all good thinking things that are centered around those emotions and those feelings.
And you're coming back to homeostasis, like you want a landing place. And right now in COVID, most of us don't have a happy, calm landing place because it's been disrupted.
Right.
So when your kid is detecting left out or scared, you're wanting to join. Show me the scare. Let's take our calm down breath. Let's talk about what makes it better. You still have fear, but you can also in your body have some happy comes back up because your body remembers, oh, I don't have fear everywhere. I have fear when I'm around doggies. Okay. And so it makes the world more understandable. Again, parents, as a beginner Kimochi course, if you just grab one that you're like, I just want to test it and try it, and don't do it just 4 times, do it 20 times. To kind of, it's new to see, does this make a difference for your family?
Repetition for comprehension.
Yep.
So we have about 6 minutes left in our webinar, and I am wanting to just make mention, if you have questions, please put those in the chat box so we can get to them before our end.
So I realize I'm going to go a little quicker because I want time for questions. The last 2 is soup. Get a bowl and a ladle, and then you definitely need to cut out and laminate the feelings. Let's make back to school soup. Let's put feelings in that kids your age might have going back to school. Then they take one out at a time and you validate. Yes, kids are going to be excited. And then you sign excited. And so they see, and that's just the basic soup recipe. Name all the feelings. We're going to grandma's. What are all the feelings going to grandma's? We're going to the grocery store. What are all the feelings that are going to happen? A more advanced soup is you act out. This is what happens every time you go to the grocery store that doesn't work. And it's going to happen again. You're going to be so mad when mama has to say no to the gum. So that you practice before you go. So Kimochi soup. And then the last one is called Make Your Own Feelings. We're going to give you this. I recommend having it out with colors. And every time you name a feeling, kids can color and make feelings together. Because again, it makes feelings, it gives real estate and ownership to your feelings. So I'm going to say all feelings are okay, all behaviors are not. Parents, it's very hard to allow our kids to have all their feelings. I don't want my kid to feel sad. And so by accident, I might say, oh, honey, you don't have to feel sad.
Right.
But we would never do this if your kid is cold. You wouldn't say, you don't have to feel cold. I'm not cold. Why are you cold? Right. So with feelings, it's because we love them so much. We know sad is very hard. We want to be careful with our habit talk to say, oh, ouch, sad. I know about sad. Tell me about your sad. So that we validate they have a right to their feeling. You might not get mad in that moment, but they do. And it's going to bring them lessons and times to practice so that the end game is that they're emotionally fluent. They understand what's going on inside people. They stay connected. Pushing all those behaviors will disconnect you. And they are resilient. They can bounce back. They don't get into left out and go down the tubes for the rest of their life.
Right.
So I'm going to wrap with, I have 3 kids, 30, almost 30, just 25 2 days ago, and 24. And I really thought this is what it was going to feel like every day. Like, I want those kids, and I'm just going to feel so cozy with my kids and my partner. It doesn't feel like that all the time. It didn't look like this. We have these images of what a family feels like. Honestly, a lot of my day-to-day felt like this. I couldn't go under the covers. It's a lot raising a human because it's an emotional journey. And so I like to keep it real with Kimochis so that there's no white picket fences in front of anybody's house. And I want to feel proud of what I'm doing inside my house, when I'm doing things I don't like, I'm brave enough to change it. I feel there's enough love in your house to do all the hard to have feelings. So when your kids are grown up like mine and they turn out, whatever that is, it's like muffins turn out. All humans get to their 20s, they leave you, and the world teaches them more. But together you look back and you're like, you know, I did the best that I had. And, you know, it's this cycle. So that is the Kimochi system and method. And now we're ready for questions or comments.
Any questions or comments in the chat box? I don't see any. I just want to mention, I think, we just valuable information. Lots of comments.
Carol.
So I think the takeaways for today is that using the Kimochis is a safe way for children to manage their feelings. That method with the breath and everything also helps us co-regulate, allows us to also help ourselves with our feelings, and that helps them with their feelings. Yeah. And that we've also learned there are different feelings, multiple feelings, and that they should be celebrated, and that they're okay if it's different, and that it's not okay to harm anyone with them.
Or yourself.
Or yourself, right? Yeah. And just to look for and respect the communication signals from other people and how to use those.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's not a question either. So I want to mention that we do have the free handouts. There will be several. You've seen the cards with the little Kimochis on them. There is another attachment where you can cut out the sign for that feeling. You can glue it right on the back and laminate it as Ellen suggested. So you can use those at home. There's a chart where you can use and ask them to show you what that feeling is and the 4 steps, as well as the cute little make your own Kimochi, which I just love, and I can't wait to see at work in our classroom at school. CEID, we use this method where the kids can just, you know, how are you feeling today? And they can really reference that chart and kind of draw out their feeling and express themselves. So I think that's a really, really fun activity. You will receive those along with the survey for our webinar. The surveys allow us to get feedback so we can decide what content is really good for our community. So with that, on behalf of CEID, I want to thank Ellen again for sharing such a wealth of information. That was fabulous. I enjoyed it. I hope everybody else did in our CEID community. Be sure to look out for the survey. Fill that out. Feedback is valuable. And I want to thank you guys for attending. It was great to see so many people in the room. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Ellen.
You're welcome. Bye, parents.
Bye. Oh.